Hello, I'm Simon Pegg, and I'm playing Phineas Nigellus Black.
Ooh!
Phineas Black is, at this point in the story, he's the headmaster of Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. We saw Phineas in the books and in the films. He was a portrait in Dumbledore's office, but this is at a time when he was actually actively the headmaster. Phineas
Before he was dead.
Nigellus Black is the
Just in case I wasn't aware.
least popular headmaster in the history of Hogwarts.
You are here to focus on your academic futures.
He is a sort of pompous, disinterested.
You call that a shine on those boots? Do better.
He's not a good teacher or headmaster in any way. I think he would have taken on the role of headmaster because of the gig. You know, it's a prestigious position. I don't think he has any interest in children's education or being in any way a role model. It's not really his concern. What he wants is the kudos of being the headmaster of the greatest wizarding school in the world.
I wonder almost daily why I accepted this appointment from the ministry.
Yeah, he's just a bit of an idiot, really.
Has anyone seen my ivory-handled hand mirror? No, of course you haven't.
Sorry, that's funny. It's like, have you guys ever watched New Girl? Schmidt. All through college, people called me Schmidt. Because I would say stuff apparently relatively similar to what he would say. Because he's just like very posh and likes really nice things to a ridiculous extent. And that's what this reminded me of was has anyone seen my ivory-handled mirror? No? Of course you haven't. It's just good stuff. You do give off Schmitty vibes. Yeah. No, they used to, like, as a joke, my roommates got a douchebag jar. And whenever I would say something like, you know, I can't even think of an example. Like something like, you know, it was usually with regards to like my TV setup and the speakers and stuff that I cared so much about for some reason. And so I'd be like, no, you have to balance it at minus 20 dB, otherwise it's gonna blow out the tweeters. And then they'd be like, go to the douchebag jar, put $1 in. And so we'd do it. It was a good time.
Black's great-great-grandfather, I think I'm right in saying that. So there's got to be a little bit of something fun in him. Sirius is not the product of the Black family, seemingly. He's very different, and Phineas Nigellus is like the opposite of Sirius Black. He's not noble, he's not brave, he's just a self-interested fool. Through the game, we come across Phineas as a sort of help and a hindrance to the players who are working their way through the game.
Headmaster, I'm with a student and my schedule
Your schedule will wait indefinitely, as will your student.
He's entirely there to scupper the efforts of the player, I'm sure.
I haven't time for any of you at the moment. None at all. Move aside.
Oh. Phineas was very proud to be a Slytherin, and he was the last Slytherin headmaster of Hogwarts before Professor Snape took the job.
The lessons I think the students and players will get from Phineas Nigellus Black is don't be like Phineas Nigellus Black. He is not someone to aspire to. He is a self-involved, cantankerous, slightly childish figure, and I think be less like Phineas is the message of the game.
I said, I'm sure you all have plenty to do before classes begin.
I'll also say he really does have a visual resemblance to Sirius Black. You can see, like, especially in the cheekbones, the way he's designed, he looks very much like that. Forgive me, I'm spacing on the actor's name. But you can see that they tried to build him out with some familial, like, relation. He looks like, you know, somewhat similar, a little close. So I can appreciate that. Maybe I'm just reading into it, but they look relatively similar.
Tomorrow.
Gary Oldman, that's who it is, yeah. Kingsley Shacklebolt's iconic Dumbledore's Got Style line from the films was actually said by Phineas's portrait in the books. Oh. The movies ruined the books!
I'm extremely excited to be part of the Harry Potter universe. I watched all those movies, and always expected a role. Virtually every British actor has been in the Wizarding World films, apart from me. And so to get the role of, particularly one of the Black family, that's a cool thing.
Out of context, that sounds weird. So to get a role in the Harry Potter universe, especially a Black. Oh, man. Good for him, though. Yeah, I mean, it's got to be the dream for a British actor. I won't say who it was because I know there's probably people in chat who listen to this person and like him. And so I don't like to get political with this stuff. But there was a political commentator who tends to focus more on the right. And he was riffing on the idea of Harry Potter and stuff in a video I saw, and was actually trying to argue that it was discriminatory that the Harry Potter movies he didn't want to watch or support because they refused to hire American actors for the films. They only wanted to hire British, people from mainland England. They hired a couple Scots, of course, and I think a couple of people from Ireland. But for the most part, I mean, they kept it all in there, and that was it. And he was trying to argue that he didn't want to support Harry Potter because they refused to hire Americans, which I thought was really, really funny.
Because Sirius was always my favorite character in the books. So it feels really good. It feels like something's finally been put right.
There you go. Hermione was a Black after J.K. started mixing things up. Yeah. She's like, oh no, Hermione didn't she say Hermione was always in a wheelchair? Wasn't that a thing she said? She's like, no, if you go back through the books, I never said she wasn't in a wheelchair. It's like, yeah, but you had her running through a forest and shit. It's kind of an important point. You can't just throw that in. She's had a bunch of weird stuff like that where she's hoping people just wouldn't worry. I kind of get the vibe though, especially in light of recent things that J.K. Rowling has said. I kind of get the vibe that she was trolling when she said that stuff. If you look at this, they also announced this character, Leslie Nicol, maybe? I don't know. She is playing Professor Matilda Weasley. She's a Weasley, so she's one of their ancestors, which is really cool. There's going to be so many little tie-ins like this. One thing I was not aware of that I do think is worth mentioning, and it was something that, hold on, let me pull up the DM. No, is that not her? I don't know. Anyway, one of the people that worked as one of the main narrative consultants from the Harry Potter films, all 8 films, is the head of the narrative for Hogwarts Legacy. So, and that's what's got a lot of Harry Potter fans really excited, because they're it's not as though they just hired some random studio and then said, good luck with it, figure it out. They've given them access to Harry Potter resources that other people just haven't had. And so people are really excited. And I do think that there's going to be a ton of little narrative tie-ins and hooks and stuff. So for diehard Harry Potter fans, there's going to be a ton of stuff that just gets people giggly.
He took my thing.